Egypt was never just a place on a map for me. It was a world of myth, golden pharaohs, and pyramids that touched the sky. From the very first time I saw its outline on an old, yellowed map, Egypt became a land of dreams in my imagination. I pictured the Nile winding through endless desert, the sun rising over ancient stones, and the secrets of a civilization that had shaped the world. As a child, I'd trace hieroglyphs in books, my fingers following the mysterious symbols as if they were keys to a hidden world. I would spend hours lost in stories of pharaohs and gods, imagining myself sailing down the Nile or exploring the shadowy corridors of a pyramid. The pages of those books were my first passport, and Egypt was always my destination. That longing for adventure stayed with me, a spark that never faded. Even as I grew older, the call of Egypt echoed in my heart. I would sit by candlelight, writing in my journal about the places I hoped to see, the mysteries I yearned to uncover. The dream of Egypt became a quiet companion, always present, always urging me to seek more. Every photo or documentary reignited my desire to stand on Egypt's ancient earth. I'd watch the golden sands and towering monuments on screen, feeling a pull as strong as the current of the Nile itself. Each image, each story, was a reminder that my dream was waiting for me, just beyond the horizon. Finally, the day arrived, bags packed, heart racing, ticket in hand. I could hardly believe it was real. The anticipation was electric, a mix of excitement and disbelief. I checked my passport and guidebook one last time, savoring the moment before a journey I had imagined for so long. On the plane, I felt I was crossing not just miles, but centuries. As the clouds parted and the desert came into view, I imagined the countless travelers who had come before me, explorers, scholars, dreamers, all drawn by the same timeless allure. The landscape below seemed unchanged by time, a living tapestry of history and legend. The descent into Cairo was electric, city lights shimmering over an ancient land. The city pulsed with life, a vibrant blend of past and present. I pressed my face to the window, trying to take it all in. The minarets, the winding streets, the promise of adventure waiting just beyond the runway. Stepping onto the tarmac, the air felt thick with promise. The warmth wrapped around me, carrying the scent of sand and spice, and I knew I was finally here. Every sense was heightened, every moment felt significant, as if Egypt itself was welcoming me home. My lifelong dream was no longer a fantasy, it was real. The sights, the sounds, the energy of Cairo all confirmed that I had crossed the threshold from imagination to reality. I felt a surge of gratitude and wonder, knowing that the adventure I had dreamed of since childhood was unfolding before my eyes. I was ready to discover the wonders Egypt had whispered to me for so long. Standing before the pyramids, I felt the weight of history and the thrill of discovery. Every stone, every shadow seemed to hold a story, and I was eager to listen. My journey into the heart of Egypt had truly begun. With every step through the vibrant markets, every moment on the timeless Nile, I was living the dream I had woven in sand and time, a dream that was now, at last, my reality. My first morning in Cairo was unlike any other. The city was just waking up, bathed in the soft golden light of dawn. The air was filled with a sense of anticipation, as if the city itself was aware of the wonders it held. I could hear the distant call to prayer echoing through the streets, mingling with the sounds of vendors setting up their stalls and the gentle hum of early traffic. All I could think about were the pyramids, the legendary monuments I had dreamed of seeing since childhood. Their image had filled my imagination for years, but nothing could have prepared me for the reality of being so close. As we drove through the bustling streets, the chaos of Cairo slowly faded into the background. The city's energy gave way to a sense of calm as we approached the outskirts. And then, almost as if by magic, the Great Pyramids of Giza appeared on the horizon, majestic, timeless, and utterly breathtaking. Their massive forms seemed to rise out of the desert, defying the ages. No photograph, no documentary, no story could have prepared me for their sheer scale. The pyramids dominated the skyline, their ancient stones glowing in the morning sun. I felt a wave of awe wash over me as I realized just how small I was in comparison to these wonders that had stood for millennia. Standing at the base of Khufu's pyramid, I reached out and touched the weathered stone. It was rough beneath my fingers, cool and solid, a direct link to the past. I thought about the countless human hands that had placed these stones here over 4,500 years ago, each one contributing to a legacy that had endured the test of time. In that moment, I felt incredibly small, humbled by the enormity of what surrounded me. I was just a visitor, a fleeting presence in the shadow of eternity, dwarfed by the scale and significance of these ancient structures. The sense of connection was overwhelming. I realized that I was not alone in my awe. So many before me, from ancient travelers to modern tourists, had stood here gazing up in wonder at the same sight. It was as if the pyramids had the power to unite people across time, drawing us all into their story. The pyramids weren't just relics of a distant past, they were woven into the fabric of Egypt's living landscape. Around them, life continued. Locals led camels, children played, and vendors sold souvenirs. The ancient and the modern coexisted in a vibrant tapestry, reminding me that history here was not just preserved, but lived. Looking out, the contrast between the ancient pyramids and the modern skyline of Cairo was striking. Skyscrapers and bustling neighborhoods stood side by side with monuments that had witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations. It was a powerful reminder of the passage of time and the enduring spirit of this city. That first encounter was more than just sightseeing. It felt spiritual, almost transformative. Standing there, I sensed the weight of history and the dreams of countless generations who had come before me. The past felt alive in every stone, every hieroglyph etched into the surface. Each block seemed to whisper stories of pharaohs, builders, and the mysteries that still linger in the desert air. Egypt's legacy was everywhere I looked, from the ancient monuments to the vibrant street markets, from the timeless desert to the lively city streets. I realized that by being here, I was finally becoming a part of that legacy, adding my own footsteps to the countless others who had come before. The adventure had truly begun, and I knew that this first encounter with the pyramids would stay with me forever, shaping the way I saw the world and my place within it. After immersing myself in the vibrant energy of Cairo, with its endless movement, honking horns, and the constant hum of life, I felt both exhilarated and overwhelmed. The city pulses with a unique rhythm, one that never seems to sleep, where ancient history and modern chaos blend seamlessly. The crowded markets, the aroma of spices, and the laughter of street vendors lingered in my mind as I left the city behind. The Nile's gentle rhythm was a welcome change, a soothing balm after the city's intensity. The river flowed with a calm certainty, its surface shimmering in the early light, inviting me to slow down and breathe deeply. Here, the world seemed to pause, and time itself felt different, measured not by clocks, but by the steady movement of water. In Aswan, I boarded a traditional felucca, its white sail billowing in the breeze. The boat rocked gently as the wind and current carried us forward, just as they have carried travelers, traders, and dreamers for thousands of years. The creak of wood and the splash of water against the hull connected me to a lineage of journeys stretching back to the dawn of civilization. Along the riverbanks, life flourished. Lush greenery hugged the water's edge, palm trees swayed in the breeze, and beyond them golden dunes rose up, marking the boundary between fertile land and endless desert. The contrast was striking. A ribbon of life winding through a sea of sand. Small villages appeared along the shore, their mud brick houses clustered together. Children ran to the water's edge, waving enthusiastically as we passed, their laughter echoing across the river. Fishermen, patient and focused, cast their nets from simple boats, practicing skills handed down through generations. These scenes felt timeless, as if little had changed in centuries. The world beyond the river faded away. Here the Nile was more than just water, it was a living history book, its banks lined with stories of pharaohs, explorers, and ordinary people whose lives were shaped by its flow. Ancient ruins and temples peeked through the trees, silent witnesses to the passage of time. As the sun dipped low, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, our captain hummed a soft folk tune. We moored the felucca for the night, the gentle rocking of the boat and the distant sounds of the river creating a sense of peace I hadn't known I needed. Dinner was simple but delicious. Fresh bread, grilled fish, and sweet tea, enjoyed by a small campfire on the riverbank. Overhead, a blanket of stars stretched across the sky, their reflections dancing on the water. The river's peace wrapped around me, making the world feel both vast and intimate. Later, lying on the deck of the felucca, I gazed up at the night sky. I thought of all those who had traveled this river before me, merchants, pilgrims, and adventurers, each one looking up at these same stars, dreaming their own dreams. In that moment, I felt connected to them, part of a story much larger than myself. The Nile is Egypt's heart, a source of life, a giver of sustenance, and a highway through history. Its waters have shaped the land, nourished its people, and inspired countless legends. Watching the river wind its way through the country, I understood why it has always been seen as a lifeline, a thread connecting past, present, and future. For a brief magical moment, I was part of that endless story. I dipped my hand into the cool water, feeling the current tug gently at my fingers, and sensed the river's ancient wisdom flowing all around me. The magic of the Nile lingered long after the journey ended. Its beauty, its history, and its quiet power were truly unforgettable, a memory I would carry with me always. Cairo's Khan el-Khalili market was a sensory explosion, spices, perfumes, coffee, and shisha smoke swirling in the air. Sunlight lit up brass lanterns, carpets, and glassware in a kaleidoscope of color. Merchants called out, artisans hammered metal, and the call to prayer echoed above. I wandered the maze of alleys, discovering hidden courtyards and workshops. Watching a craftsman paint papyrus, I saw ancient art come alive. Sipping mint tea in a bustling cafe, I tasted the market's energy. The souk was more than a place to shop. It was Cairo's vibrant, beating heart. In Luxor's Valley of the Kings, the silence was profound, a sacred ground where pharaohs rested. Descending into Ramesses IV's tomb, I was stunned by vibrant, ancient paintings and hieroglyphs. The colors were alive, telling stories and guiding souls to the afterlife. Tutankhamun's small tomb held a special magic. Standing where he'd lain for millennia was surreal. Each tomb revealed artistry and deep spiritual belief. The air was charged with history, every wall a testament to Egypt's quest for immortality. Hours passed in awe, humbled by the scale and meaning of these eternal homes. The pharaoh's legacy was more than stone. It was a vision of eternity. Emerging into sunlight, I felt a renewed sense of wonder for this ancient civilization. The valley's whispers spoke of life, death, and the eternal human spirit. Egypt's monuments drew me in, but its people captured my heart. From the moment I arrived, I was welcomed with warmth and genuine smiles. In Aswan, a Nubian family invited me in. Over hibiscus tea and fresh bread, we shared laughter and kindness beyond words. Children played, and I felt like a guest, not a tourist. My guide Ahmed bridged past and present, sharing pride in Egypt's heritage and hope for its future. These connections brought history to life, making every moment richer. Sharing tea and stories was as powerful as seeing the pyramids. Egypt became more than a destination. It was a tapestry of human connection. The kindness I received was the true treasure of my journey. It's the people I'll remember most. Egypt changed the soundtrack of my life. The call to prayer at dawn, the boatman's chants, the market's symphony, these sounds became part of me. I learned to listen deeply, finding music and laughter, rustling palms, and quiet moments. The Nile's slow pace taught me to be present, to savor the journey. Watching sunsets, I found meditation in stillness. Egypt showed me beauty in the pauses, the rests between life's notes. Returning home, I sought out quiet contemplation, carrying Egypt's melody with me. The world felt richer, every moment more meaningful. The sounds of Egypt play on in my mind, a reminder to listen, to wonder, and to be changed. Life's most beautiful music is found when we truly listen. Flying home, I knew I was leaving a part of myself in Egypt and bringing a part of Egypt back with me. The journey was more than sights, it was a transformation. Standing before ancient monuments, I felt the vastness of history and the preciousness of my own life. The Egyptians' belief in eternity inspired me to focus on what matters: connection, kindness, wonder. The people's generosity left a lasting mark, dissolving any preconceptions. Travel, I realized, is a powerful force for empathy and understanding. My photos became portals to feelings: wonder, peace, joy. Egypt gave me a new lens for life, filling me with gratitude and awe. The adventure ended, but its impact will last forever. Egypt reminded me that the world is a book. Travel lets us read more than one page. The greatest souvenirs are new perspectives and a heart full of memories. Stepping outside our comfort zone is where magic begins. Stories connect us, bridging cultures and continents. I hope my journey sparks curiosity in you, whether you travel far or explore your own town. Let's keep our hearts open, say yes to new experiences, and never lose our sense of wonder. Travel is a gift that deepens empathy and reminds us we're all part of one human story. Thank you for sharing this chapter with me. May your own life be an epic adventure.